there's been a few interesting developments over the last 24 hours, especially with Josh Jacobs, which should shake up the fantasy outlook for this year, given he is such a highly valued player in the fantasy community. Today we're going to switch it up a little bit from the format that we drafted previously. We're going to do 2 wide receivers today. I figure that is more common with most of the fantasy football community. And again, we'll be doing PPR. And you know what? I already randomized our draft position, but I'll go ahead and do it one more time. And let's see. Okay, one more time. Hopefully you're trying to pick one more time. Hopefully trying to pick from later in the draft than before. Well, we got 6, but you know what? Let's do 10th as originally slated. That way we can kind of get a better idea of what it would be like drafting from later in the draft order. So, anyway, enough time wasted. Let's jump in. So, we will see our draft board, and pretty interesting. It is, as of today, it's May 27th as I'm filming this. I absolutely do not see the draft board staying like this come draft time. I think there's no way Jahmyr Gibbs falls out of the top 3 picks. I think running back is going to be of utmost importance this season, as they fall off pretty quickly. There's Josh Jacobs there. So, anyways, let's take a look at our first pick. Quite a bit of wide receiver talent to choose from here. I think we're really going to switch it up today. And I think we are going to start with a double RB build, given we only have to start 2 wide receivers in this format. Justin Jefferson could be great this year if Kyler Murray plays or is the starting quarterback, which, there's no guarantee, but excuse me. I think J.J. McCarthy is a steaming pile of dog. You know what? So I think here, I'm not going to bite. Drake London, quarterback could be Tua or Michael Penix. No, thank you. Nico Collins, just either send an extension or modified his current deal, which will keep him in Houston for 2 more years after this year, I believe. I'm not entirely positive, but he'll be there in Houston for a while. CJ Stroud hopefully isn't going anywhere. They have an improved offensive line. I don't hate the pick, but at 110, it's a little rich for my blood. I think, and all these guys, there's just no way to justify 110. I think we're going to go with Devon Achane. He's the home run hitter. This efficiency is just off the charts ridiculous. 7.9, 8.0, 6.3, 7.9, 5.7, 6.130. These are all yards per carry. Insanity. So, not to mention his receiving upside. So I think we're going to start with Devon Achane. And, wow. This went about just as how I had hoped. So we had Justin Jefferson, Drake London, Nico Collins, Malik Neighbors go has improved their offensive line. I'm still not a huge believer in the offense as a whole, but Clint Kubiak has come into town. Fernando Mendoza, maybe they can do something to turn this thing around. So, this isn't the end-all be-all, but maybe it's worth taking a look. Also, James Cook. I mean, this kind of volume, not having to play from behind all the time, like Genty on a Raiders offense would. You know what? I think I just talked myself into taking James Cook here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take James Cook. And let's see what kind of run happens. Okay, a little bit of wide receiver run. Kind of remaining running backs go. Rasheed, he's got his legal troubles ongoing. I'm not entirely sure what to make of that. So anyways, let's go. Pickens, Rasheed Rice, AJ Brown, Ashton Genty, Trey McBride, Chase Brown, Chris Olave to 11. I still hate it. Brock Bowers to 12. O'Marion Hampton 301. I like that value, right in this window for Hampton. I like that a lot. T against 302. Not entirely sure what to make of that. He manages to have a high points per game every year, but I swear it's like he's always missing a quarter or a third of the season every single year, it feels like. Ken Walker 303. I like that. He should be a workhorse this year. Devonta Smith 304. This start is ridiculous, in my opinion. I don't see how Saquon doesn't pay off this ADP. I'm pretty sure I've touched on this at our last mock draft, but it's true. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. I think that's a great pick. Josh Allen 306. Great value for how far he fell. Jeremiah Love, Luther Burden, Lamar Jackson. So we started double RB. Taking a third running back here would not make too much sense. But also, my biggest issue with going double RB here, I'm not a huge fan of the available wide receivers here. I'm just not. And I mean, goodness gracious, Geno Smith throwing to Garrett Wilson. I don't love that. I don't love that at all. And I still like some of the running back talent that is fallen here. It's pretty hard for me to pass up on some of this stuff and maybe come back and just hit on some running backs coming back into the fifth or sixth. Excuse me, not running backs, wide receivers coming back to the fifth or sixth. But oh man, this is really tough. I mean, Zay was okay last year. Just this stretch of mid. Oh my goodness. I really don't want to take the top recommended player, but I mean, my goodness. Okay, fine. We'll take Garrett Wilson. Fine. I mean, I'm not a big fan of it, but I'm really just not a fan of these wide receiver situations. This year, Terry, Devontae, I mean, my goodness, all of these guys. I don't love it. Would it be insane to have a 3 running back start in our first 4 rounds? I think we would be creating a huge positional advantage by doing so. And you know what? I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. I think we're just going to go ahead and do it. I'm a huge believer in Derrick Henry, as I spoke about in our first mock draft. I think pairing up him with Devon Achane and James Cook, I mean, these 3 guys could put up 100 points upside that you're looking for in fantasy football. You're rolling the dice, shooting for the stars. You don't win by making safe, low upside picks. So let's take a shot on Derek here. Let's see. Okay. Comes back around. Etienne, Kyron. By the way, I don't see Josh Jacobs going here should his legal situation linger, per se. Anyways, Travis Etienne, Kyron, Jaden, Lavin Conkey, Zay Flowers, Devontae Adams, Cam Scatterbo. That is a horrible pick in my opinion. Jalen Waddle, Javonte Williams. I really like this start, actually. I really like this start. Playing some hero wide receiver with Jamar there. I like it. Jalen Hurts, Chuba, Darren McLaurin, Buggy, J-Mo, Mecca Ibuka, Taylor Warren, Mike Evans, DJ Moore. So, now, man, there's still some really good running back value here. But I can't play 4. I can only play 3. So, we gotta make some tough decisions. I'm not sure if I set this to 4-point passing, 6-point passing. I'm not too sure how that would adjust it on a scoring basis. But still, I'm not a huge fan of taking a quarterback 5th round. Maybe we pass on Joe for now. See if this guy passes on him too, and if he does, then maybe we'll snag him at 6 or 3. But we'll hold off for now. Christian Watson, nah. Glassman, Romadunze, nah. Already been surpassed by Luther Burden, in my opinion. Goodness gracious. And then it's not beautiful. It's not beautiful after this. Okay. Wow. Yeah, okay. I can already say I'm definitely not a fan of how this is panning out. I'm actually kind of disgusted. This is horrible. These guys already took 2 wide receivers. They might double dip. Well, they're definitely going to take a running back here, at least one of these spots. You know what? We'll take Burrow, because I think this guy was going to take him. Okay, that's fine. Make my decision easier. I think we just got to take Marv. I think we got to. I mean, of these 2 guys, it's just not. Mike Wilson also, we got to chase the talent. Let's go, Marv. Okay. Big tight end run. Well, not big, but 3. So, yeah. Anyways, let's recap. RJ Harvey, Tucker Kraft, Cortland Sutton, Chris Godwin, Jacoby Myers, Justin Herbert, Harold Fannin, Kyle Pitts, Alec Pierce, Dave Montgomery, Jalen Warren, Jackson Dart, Michael Wilson, DeAndre Swift, DK Metcalf, Jadarian Price, Bajal Duden, Carnell Tate. Wow, surprised he made it all the way back here. That being said, okay, this is my guy. I'm pretty sure I took him in our last mock draft. I try not to make them so similar or have such similar builds. Because you want variation and you want to be prepared for whatever could come draft time. That being said, I don't think Brian Thomas will be picked here. Either of these picks. I'm fine with taking Mekhi Lemon as well. Whoever of these 2 guys falls. But yeah, Brian Thomas, I think, phenomenal rookie season. Struggled last year. I think there was some issues with him and Trevor. I'm not sure what was going on there. Maybe Brian Thomas got a little gun shy, catching some hospital balls, but second-year player, something you gotta grow out of and accept. Like, you're gonna get hit. So hopefully he puts up on him this year. So I think Tyson also in a great situation. If the board falls this way, and I'm fine with Mekhi or BTJ, and the board falls this way, I'm fine with taking the top receiver, who is projected to be Jordan Tyson. So we'll roll with him for now. Let's see what happens. Perfect. Okay. So, as for the time being, AJ Brown is still an Eagle, which makes me lean BTJ over Mekhi Lemon, but I really like Mekhi Lemon's game. I think he's going to be great, but currently he is the wide receiver 3 at best. I just can't justify taking that over BTJ right now, especially rookie. So we'll take BTJ for now. Shore up a fourth wide receiver, give us some flexibility at the running back, at the wide receiver position, and we will move forward. Okay, let's recap coming back. Rico Dowdle, Tony Pollard, Ramondre Smith, quite the running back run here. Ricky Pearsall, Parker Washington, Jalen Coker, Kenneth Gainwell, Kyle Monunga, Casey Concepcion, J.K. Dobbins, Mekhi Lemon, Rashad White, Matthew Golden. I would have liked for him to make it back to us, but, Blake Corum, Jordan Addison, JCM, Bill, Josh Downs, Khalil Shakir. I'm a huge Bill fan, in case that wasn't a giveaway, what I just did. Excuse me. Okay, so let's continue looking. Maybe we messed up not taking another running back there. Perhaps. Who? Oh no. Oh, this is not pretty at all. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, well, let's go back up. Stop looking at that. Wow, Sam Laporta has been here for a while. Yeah, I think that's kind of a no-brainer. Especially with this guy needing a tight end as well. He still didn't take one. Wow, okay. So, Jane Reed, Tyron Tracy, Tajay Spears, Gwen Johnson go. Okay, I think we gotta lock up another running back here before the cliff just explodes, per se. Xavier Worthy, I think last year was a fluke. I think he was injured all year. Rashee Rice coming back and kind of spelling him. But it's tough to take another wide receiver here because if we don't, I think a lot of these running backs are going to be gone and we're just not. Oh, man. Okay, you know what? I'm eyeing a guy like Jonathan Brooks, Pacheco, James Conner, some Jonah Coleman, some dart throws, some late draft dart throws. These guys could pan out, they could not, but we've got 3 workhorse running backs set up to control the reins for the time being. So I think we roll the dice, wait one more time on a running back, see if one of them can get back to us. And like I was saying, Xavier Worthy, I think last year was a fluke. I think he was hurt. I think Rashee Rice came in, kind of stole his thunder. This guy was a first-round pick for them. He's extremely talented. So yeah, I think we take Worthy here and give ourselves some more flexibility at the wide receiver position on a week-to-week basis. And if he pops off, maybe we can trade and improve another position. Who knows? So we'll go with Xavier Worthy here. Let's see how this goes. Oh, that is rough. Okay. I hate you, rental car. Okay. Alright. Let's recap. Jake Ferguson, T-Law, Jenna Coleman, Jawan Jennings, Romeo Dobbs, George Kittle, Jonathan Burks, Dak, Denzel Boston, Chris Rodriguez, Bo Nix. Real quick on Chris Rodriguez, I'm not the biggest Liam Cohen fan. I think he's a cocky douchebag. He had some interesting comments on Chris Rodriguez in the injury report. I'm not too sure what's going on there. Bishop Duden's supposed to be the guy this year. And for whatever reason, I think Chris Rodriguez is an extremely untalented goober. So it would be a real shame if he just came into Jacksonville and stole touches from Bishal Tootin. So, anyways, just something to keep an eye on over these next few months. Anyways, Bo Nix, Gene Dinkins, Tyler Algier, Jordan Mason, Dalton Kincaid, Debo, Brock Purdy, Woody Marks. Okay. Now, let's see again what running backs are available here. Kamara, Samson, nah. Any tight ends, likely, Kelsey, I don't want to be the Chiefs guy again. I can't stand the Chiefs. But they always find a way to be productive somehow, some way. I'm not going to take another quarterback already. That's ridiculous. We took Joe Burrow in the 5th. So let's roll with, I do want another running back, but also could take another tight end and then let one of these running backs come back. I'm sure one will be there. This guy, holy moly, this guy's running back room is woof. Yeah, these two gentlemen need to learn how to keep their hands to themselves. Big issue with these guys. Anyways, you know what? We could actually cuck this guy because I know he's looking for a tight end or a running back. Let's take Kelsey. I don't want him to have Kelsey. And that's exactly what he did. Took a running back and tight end. Okay. Likely is a good pick for his tight end one. And it's not, he could have worse, in my opinion. So, let's take another running back here. I really think Isaiah Pacheco got shafted last year. I don't think he got a fair shake. He got hurt 2 years ago. Yeah, in 2024. He very, very efficient his first 2 seasons. Gets hurt. He's having to share the backfield with Kareem Hunt and his lard ass, per se. These efficiency numbers, he was perfectly fine. Outside of a few games against some really tough defenses. Houston, Chargers, Denver. All 3 of those were top 10 defenses, if not top 5. Don't love this game. 50 for 57 and 1, whatever. But you gotta give a guy more burn to see what they can do. I think they really burned him with Kareem Hunt usage. I never understood it. Anyways, he is a direct handcuff to a top 2 fantasy running back. It just makes most sense to me. Why not? Let's take another dart throw. That I think could really pay off. So, we have another running back run here. Yeah, handcuffs, rookies, of the sort. Okay, so, Sharp, Keaton Mitchell, Houston Texans defense, okay. James Conner, Rashid Shaheed, Emmanuel Wilson, Dallas Goedert, Alvin Kamara, Trey Harris, Mike Washington, Juwan Johnson, Pat Mahomes, Brian Robinson, Tyler Shuck, Braylon Allen, Nick Singleton, Aronde Gadsden, Brendan Strange, and we are back on the clock. So, we could, another guy I think is really talented, Jerry Jeudy. This is abysmal. This is horrendous. I really hope he gets traded. Dude. And then next season, he goes from 12th to 52nd. That is just, that's horrendous. I feel bad for him. gets traded just as the Broncos are getting off the ground. Goes where talent goes to die, unfortunately, in Cleveland. Yeah, I mean, I hope he gets traded. That'd be great, especially for a 13th round pick. And if we could use another wide receiver, and I think, yeah, I think we just take another wide receiver and just roll with Burrow. If something happens to him this year, that's fine. Not injury-wise, it's been pretty viable to stream quarterbacks. You definitely are not doomed. If you need a quarterback and your starting quarterback goes down, so let's just take Judy and wrap up this draft for now. I mean, yeah, Seattle defense, and then we'll just come back and take a kicker and wrap up this draft. That's all Boswell. He's been pretty great. Okay, 80. Nah, I mean, I'd have to agree. I'm not the biggest fan of. Oh goodness gracious, this wide receiver group is not my favorite whatsoever. That being said, I think it's a decent team. Do I think I can win a league with it? Probably not. Unless Marv just has a breakout year. Unless Gino is either gonna find greatness in year 15, unlikely, or Cade Klubnik is just the best rookie quarterback we've seen in the past 10 years, unlikely. Could these guys like Jordan Dyson and BTJ like pop off and like be a massive steal? Sure. Do I think it's gonna happen? I think it could happen with BTJ. I really do. But it, just so much uncertainty, and I'm also not sure Liam Cohen is the biggest BTJ fan. So, anyways, that being said, I hope I was able to provide you with some decent analysis and hopefully some, tingles or triggers or whatever you like to refer to your relaxation with ASMR is. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. And this is the Calm Commissioner signing off. Good night.